Can you tell me where you see marketing and new media trending for your industry for the future? What do you say, and what are you going to do to react to that?
Well, I mean, clearly, I think we're ahead of the curve because I think marketing and selling and video is coming together in a big way. And as bandwidth continues to expand, speed gets faster, delivery gets faster, technology gets better. There's just going to be more and more live action. When I say live action, I mean movement, not live TV. But there will be also quite a bit more home shopping type formats too. And there's going to be video. I mean, whenever you have something when you can see something better, it's more exciting, more interesting. That's how people are going to sell. So I think video, product placement. Obviously TiVo has taken out a lot of commercials. Some of the cable providers now build DVRs in their set-top box. So, I mean, there's other ways. If the commercial dies, which is certainly not going to die for a long time, and there's still plenty of other people watching commercials, but there's going to be other ways. We're talking to Polaroid, which is relaunching. I know you have the Polaroid in your shirt, so big up for that. Polaroid is Lady Gaga as a spokesperson. They're relaunching. And we're talking about maybe developing a show for the channel together because Polaroid is such a big part of Verge culture. Taking Polaroids, kids collect them, the old ones. They got discontinued in 2008. So, it would make a lot of sense to do that. So developing content, even kind of going back to what they did in the 50s where you have a show sponsored by a brand or whatever. So I think that you're going to see a lot of content and marketing come together, not just selling, but also product placement, things like that, because it's the only way for brands now to get their message out because of the technology. Unless you want to see it, you don't have to see it. So unless they're making content, the brands are making content that's interesting and still decent and not just a overt advertising piece, you're gonna get you're gonna get viewers, you're gonna get marketing some marketing hits out of it. But I think the other thing too is that you're seeing a lot of collaborations. You see like Pepsi is doing a lot of stuff with street artists and designing cans. You can see I even have a can right here. This is a project that Pepsi did with WeSC, which is a brand that we sell, and DJ AM, obviously before he passed away, and an artist named Stash. So, there's some brands that get it, and Pepsi's one of them. Toyota Science another, and then there's others that are totally off the mark. And the ones that are off the mark are trying to manufacture culture. If you try to manufacture it, you're never going to get it right. They don't understand it.
It's not authentic, and it won't work, right?
What they've done, and Pepsi and Toyota probably have done a lot of things where they have manufactured culture and it didn't work, and they realize what you should do is let the artists and the people run wild, help support them, just like the church supported artists in the Middle Ages, right? If the corporations can be a patron, we don't have that anymore, so corporations can be a patron of artists and musicians and stuff in a way that doesn't take away their creativity and gives them room, then great. Because I mean, I'm not one that subscribes to the idea that if you're an artist, you got to be starving and broke. You know what I mean? So I think that it can be done right, but marketing and creativity have to go together, and you got to be more and more creative. There's so much competition for people's attention. If you're not doing something that's creative and interesting, they're just going to tune you out.
Sure. And I see that in your online video strategy and the other things that you're doing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that's our goal. I mean, we have fun. I think it's kind of, you got to have, it has to be a little bit of second nature too, where it just happens and you kind of, the creativity comes from the fact that you love what you're doing. If you're, again, I go back to if you're trying to force it, it's going to be very evident.
Or if you're trying to sell directly, sell to directly with your videos or your content.
Right. People don't respect that. They're not stupid, and they don't want to. They want you to give them the best view and understanding of who you guys are, what you sell, what you have, what's good about you, and then they want to make the choice. They don't want to feel like they've been tricked into buying something.